Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And this morning we are talking healing with the arts with Trew and Daniela. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
So tell us about this very special event in your exhibit.
So the Unity Fundraiser is to raise money for, I'll actually let Daniela tell you a little bit about the fundraiser itself. To give you a little bit of background information about the exhibit where we will be hosting the fundraiser, the art exhibit is called Sugar Coated. So it uses candy and sugar imagery to spotlight social and political truths of our time, to deliver truth to those who might have a little bit trouble taking it on its own.
You put that very sweetly.
Well, that's the idea. So I call it the Sugar Coated is the place where truth never tasted so sweet.
Oh, I love that.
So the idea of the whole exhibit is, we live in such tumultuous times where we're bombarded with really intense information, and a lot of our reaction to that is just to shut it out. So I figured, why not create an environment where truth is easier to swallow? And while I have this platform, I will be hosting different activists and charitable organizations to spotlight a new way to approach charity and fundraising and activism and citizen engagement.
Yep, and as you know, addiction is the biggest public health crisis of our time. So I'm in long-term recovery from substance use disorder, and that's really cemented my life's mission, which is when I first got into recovery, I felt true inner peace and joy for the first time in my life. So I started a company called We Connect Health, which is a mobile app that helps you stay in recovery, keeps you accountable. And so my thought process was we can elongate those moments of peace and serenity for people in recovery through the use of technology by enhancing human connection. And a part of that life's work is to contribute to the world in a more meaningful way. So I'm on the board of Unity Recovery, which is a recovery community organization that offers free recovery support coaches, free mutual aid meetings, and free yoga classes. So we'll be hosting a fundraiser for that at Trew's exhibit on the 18th of September at 659 South La Brea Avenue.
So amazing.
Incredible.
Love that.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. I was so interested in all of that, and particularly when you said, when I entered recovery, I had my first experience of like peace and happiness and love. Can you describe that a little bit, and what do you think it was about recovery that made you feel that way?
Absolutely. So my whole life, I come from an immigrant family. I moved here from Europe when I was 13 years old, had the American dream in mind, and I was always pushing my way through life to make my goals happen and forcing it. But when I got into recovery, I had no expectation of what life would look like, and I started changing my behaviors, changing my relationship with what I call sort of the universal force that surrounds us, and really surrendering to the fact of like, what am I meant to do? What is my mission on earth? And once I did that, I started actually being pushed into what I was meant to be doing rather than pulling for it and forcing it. And it was the first time I actually felt peace in my heart. And I believe everybody has that opportunity to find their purpose and mission. And through recovery, I think that's an amazing platform where people can really find that and be able to thrive in their lives, not just survive. I think a lot of us go through life trying to survive, but recovery for me is the life-saving mechanism that allows me to thrive in my life.
I think that's just profound. I mean, I think one of the, we see this quote all the time, like Albert Einstein basically says, one of the most important things you can sort of come to a realization around is whether you believe you live in a friendly universe or not. And for the longest time, I didn't feel like the universe was friendly or had happiness as a goal or intention for me, personally. That was only my intention. How did you get to that place? Was it through trust and faith? Obviously, it was through incredible professional resources and everything like that, but what was it you think specifically?
To be honest, I had no other choice. When I was at the end of my addiction, I was either going to die or I was going to completely surrender and do what was suggested to me. And I did everything that was suggested. I started going to therapy. EMDR therapy has been incredibly effective for me in treating my trauma and freeing me from the shackles I had around me. I'm also part of the 12-step community. I do meditation. I try a number of different things, exercise, and also having just strong positive relationships like Trew, she's the reason that helped me realize I needed to get into recovery 7 years ago. She opened my eyes to that fact by unconditionally loving me.
And so the two of you have aligned, and not only as best friends, as women together, as you come together really to create such magic, whether through her art, through the sobriety, through the app, to help others to pay it forward. I mean, that's a huge, huge gift. And how do you teach, or you lead by example, as we know, others that? Because you walked in here this morning and immediately I'm attracted to both of you. And I mean attracted from the heart.
Yeah.
I think one of the most magical and foundational elements of our friendship and of our business partnership, which was the original reason why we actually continued our relationship, is truth and honesty. You know, we are all always completely transparent with each other about where we are and how we can, you know, what we see of each other in order to improve, and it's always given in a loving way. And I think having unconditional love and understanding and respect as the foundation of our friendship, it's allowed our friendship to blossom into who we are as individuals and now what we do for our careers.
Oh, I love that.
And then on the other side, I mean, there has to be acceptance and obviously communication
Completely.
and from the other person, right? And these relationships, sometimes we sort of, it's just about me, when here's a working relationship in so many different ways where you're obviously flowing in deep alignment.
Yeah, I mean, we know and we trust that we want what's best for each other. So even when we have to give some hard feedback, it's because it's out of love and because we care about each other's successes. Because we also have some very different personality traits when it comes to approaching business. Obviously, she's a very creative person, but she's incredible because she also has business acumen. I'm more on the business side, though, while I have some creative endeavors and hobbies. So we trust each other that we mean what's best, and we deliver it in a way of like, this is how it's affecting me. It's never blaming, it's never being accusatory, and that's just the foundation of a healthy relationship. And we joke about that if we can have marriages someday as good as our friendship,
We'd be good.
that's when we know that person's right for us because our friendship is so incredible.
Hashtag goals.
Hashtag goals, true.
Please tell everyone again where they can come see your exhibit, support the event, and get more information online.
Yeah, so the Sugar Coated exhibit will be open at 659 South La Brea Avenue, and it'll be open from September 12th to October 4th, so please come by any time during that period. It's a really extraordinary exhibit. It's a series of wall sculptures using layered neon acrylic panels and diamond plate aluminum. So it's unlike anything you've seen before. So not only are you going to enjoy a really incredible art exhibit, but you'll get some incredible events, particularly the Unity Fundraiser is going to be a spectacular night for us as well. So that'll be on September 18th.
That'll be on September 18th, and you can find more information at trew.love.
And
You can find
trew.love.
yes, trew.love.
What's your name? And I hear you have a special host for that night.
We
Yes,
do.
I do.
So
Really?
Eden.
Amazing.
So Eden is going to be hosting, which we're so blessed that you're doing that, and we're so
Likewise.
excited to have you and share your story and why this is an important thing
Our
to you.
story.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and 'cause
Incredible woman.
At the end of the day, I think that we have a huge opportunity as artists to create a new platform to invite truth and invite exposure and invite activism into our lives
with
in a
you.
new way.
Yes.
Speak your language.
Do, honey. The universe works in magical ways.
It really does. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.